afternoon, everybody. Hi there. I'm saying hello to Hannah Land from sunny Virginia. It is hot and humid outside with thunderstorms expected later. So I guess we're in a typical summer window of time. On the call with me, co-teaching today is Wendy Tumpa from Pennsylvania. There's Wendy. And I'm Nita Everton, the Director of Education in Virginia. We also have listening in from New York, Maggie Knapp, so she may weigh in at a given point in time as well. Wendy, how are we looking as far as broadcasting and people coming into the recording? Where are we? Hi, Deborah. Oh, 68, we're up to 68. I can see it now. Yay, okay. This is my favorite one, yay, okay. You are muted, Wendy, I can't hear you.
I said, good, Deborah, we'll divert all questions to you.
There we go, oh, that works, Good stuff, good stuff. So how many did we have sign up on this one, Wendy?
You know what, I didn't look.
Okay, no worries.
When we get up to around 100.
It's usually around 120.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, we're still going. We're climbing relatively steady. So we are right at just about the top of the hour. So we'll wait a couple more minutes as we move forward. So I got to watch it. I want to wiggle in my chair because I can. I have a wiggly chair. So.
Do you know if that counts on your Apple Watch for movement? Because then I'll try to do that more often.
I don't know. I don't have an Apple Watch for movement. You may have to try it and see if it does anything. So, although it probably doesn't carry the same amount of caloric expenditure. Hi, Mia. We're seeing Mia. A good day, everybody. So I hope everyone had a restful weekend. If not, whatever you did, I hope it was fun. You had a little bit of R&R and before you had to come back in the offices today.
So is New York joining us today?
Mm-hmm, as far as I know.
Okay.
Well, Western New York is. I saw Natalie. Natalie, if you're still on the call, can you tell us whether Eastern New York is joining?
I don't know. So we're getting close to 100. Wendy, what do you think?
We're at 97, and so I would go ahead and get started.
Okay, Hillary says that wiggling in your chair does not count on your Apple Watch, Wendy, sorry.
Darn.
She's tried it. She's tried it already and it hasn't worked. All right, good afternoon, everybody. Hi, Marcia. Or Marcia, just want to make sure my name is showing up. It is. We see you, MN. So today we are talking about quantum digital, as the name we would use in some parts of Hannah Land, and the other parts of Hannah Land we would actually be using Postcards Plus. This particular tool is a partnership with Quantum Digital, which is the name of the vendor, and they are our printing vendor or printing partner in the company. The agents can use this tool to access postcards, door hangers, business cards, flyers, brochures for their property. So it's got a wide array of resources for them, as well as a trigger marketing component for social media purposes. So Wendy's going to demonstrate that one when we get that far into it. So let me get into sharing my screen. And I have to find now, let me see. Well, it was there before, Wendy. Where'd it go? Where'd it go? This happened to me the last time too. Let me do this. I'm going to share that, and that is not where I want to go.
Getting closer.
I know, getting closer, but I'm not quite there yet. Hang on a second. All right, I'm gonna minimize that so I can't see me anymore. So logging into GoHenna. And we find Postcards Plus under the marketing pull-down menu. For Hannah Postcards Plus. So for those of you with Quantum Digital, I'm assuming you find it in the same spot. Now, when this opens up as admin staff in the company, you will have a list of associates that you can pull from. And I am going to type in my name. Your name should be entered into the system. It should come down to me, and it did not. Let's see if I can find it again. Oh, I forgot. I can't spell my name, guys. Let's try this again. And there I am. So your first homework assignment is to create a geographic farm and naming 3 streets with different beginning letters. So to do that, you're going to go to My Lists, List Management, and then you're going to choose Create Geographic Area. And in order to do this by street, you click on Streets, and we're going to have to name the area. So we're going to call this Practice. And I'm going to use my zip code here in Virginia. It's my home address. And I'm going to go to Next Step. And what I see here are all of the streets that are in the 23513 area code. And so I'm going to choose Ambler Avenue, and I'm going to choose Azalea Garden Road as the A's, only because my house is on the corner of Azalea Garden and Ambler. And down here at the bottom, it says Add to Easy Farm. So I'm going to click Add to Easy Farm, and then I can add additional streets if I want. So down the street from me is Bruce Street. So I go look at B's, and this is still in my zip code. And I click on B for Bruce. There we go. I've got Bruce Street. And then I'm going to see what comes up under C, because Cape Henry runs along the backside of my neighborhood. So I'm going to choose Cape Henry as well. So those are all the 3 streets that have been added to Easy Farm. So those are the 3 different letters each time. So that's the part of step 1, or your homework number 1. Now we can remove streets here. We can remove lists. I mean, you've got a variety of things, but basically the agents are going to be asking you, you know, how do I find streets if I want to go for streets? Now, what comes in this, as right underneath this particular homework assignment, is what is the difference between map, mail, and streets? So I'm going to back up to get back to where we started. Resubmit the form yet.
Nita, when you back up and restart, can you please tell Western New York once again where they may find this program?
Okay. Well, I'll just go back here at home. So your Quantum Digital should show up under Marketing. Here in the Southeast region, it's called Postcards Plus, but in New York and Western New York, it should show up under Marketing as Quantum Digital. And again, I'm going to log in as Everton. Your associates are going to be alphabetized by last name. Fortunately, I'm the only Everton in the Southeast region.
Nita, I'm not sure if this question was delayed, but can you show that one more time? How to get in there?
One more time. How
Yeah.
to get in there? Okay. We'll close. We'll close. All right, so here I am in GoHanna. Marketing. Hannah Postcards Plus. In Western New York, it should say Quantum Digital instead. And then when you click, it takes you, and if you look at the top, here it says at the very top, Quantum Digital Company Dashboard. So that's where you should end up.
Nita,
And then, yeah,
one of the admins from New York, Seth, is telling us it does say Hannah Postcards Plus. And I
Okay.
apologize, guys, but I can't see it at all. I have denied access. So thanks, Seth, for that.
okay. So we're all looking for Postcards Plus, which is a great thing. It makes life a little simpler. You as admin staff should have your name in your office as well. So you can type in your last name and then click, and then you can manipulate the account as you go forward. All right, so going back to the first homework assignment, looking at setting up a geographic farm, my lists, and then list management. And then I want to create a geographic area. Now, if you look, I have choices. I can define the area by map mail, by streets, or by zip codes, just depends. If I look at map mail here, map mail is actually pulling from my current address where I am physically located, which is in the administrative center here in the Southeast region. And if we scroll down, I can look, there is a little map already set up. So if you look through here, it says to draw on a map or define a radius around an address. And it's showing that I'm in Independence Boulevard in a building. It's an office park, but there are houses in this area. And so I can look at this. This represents all of the properties that are within a small area here, but I can customize the map if I want. And depending on knowing this part of Virginia Beach as I do, depending on what side of the boulevard I choose is going to define the price range of the property. I don't know if you all can see it up here. There's a very faint Aragona Village. The properties in Aragona Village are under 200,000. If we move further toward the backside over here on the other side of the interstate, and we're moving toward Kempsville Lake, then the properties go much higher. So as an agent, if I wanted to look at from where I am located toward Aragona Village and only those properties, then I take these little points. Again, I can extend my map. But this is probably going to be primarily for a seasoned agent rather than a new licensee who knows where they want to look. And then it's going to pull those addresses for me. So if I were to save, I can have a maximum quantity of properties here if I choose. And then if I want to save that, it'll give me the list, and that list criteria that the list will then populate. So that's using the drawing the map function versus what you were asked to do for homework, which is streets. Now, for streets, you can choose, if I'm setting up a farm, I'm a brand new licensee or I'm new to farming as a prospecting tool, I can put in my street after I've got to name my area, and I named it Practice, and zip code was 23513. I did that a few minutes ago. Next step here, then I can choose the streets. I live on the corner of Ambler Avenue and Azalea Garden Road. I add that to my farm, and now that has given me properties that I can pull from. If I go to next step as an agent, then I can edit the properties, I can go forward, and this will add to my list. So the map function gives you a broader number of properties that you can pull from. You can look on the map, you can pick on one side of the interstate, another on one side of a main street or another. Or if you use streets, streets are going to be very valuable in terms of setting up a farm around your neighborhood if you're a new licensee, or if you wanted to use 5x5x10s and start to set up a drip campaign for them, you can enter them into the system directly, or you can use the map function or the street function. You have some flexibility here.
Nita,
Yes.
just as an aside, they may have heard of 5, 5, and 10 before, but they might not exactly know what it is.
Oh, okay. That's true. That's true. All right. I didn't know what it was for a long time. So when we list a property, one of the tools that is strongly encouraged across the company is that sales associates contact people on 5 houses on either side of the listing and 10 properties across the street. Gets to be a little interesting when you're in a cul-de-sac or you don't have any houses next to you. So the bottom line is we're encouraging the sales associates to make connections with up to 20 people in the neighborhood at minimum. And then if they hold an open house, they invite those people, they become, if there's a price adjustment to the property, they notify those people as well. And they can treat them as a tiny farm in that community and continue to stay in touch with them over the course of the listing period for the property that started this in the beginning, but also carry on and keep them, put them in Engage CRM, get them started with a drip campaign there, neighborhood news. I mean, it's just another way to build their sphere of influence and give them an opportunity to talk to more people. How's that? Wendy? You want to add any more?
No, but I would say that if anyone is going to farm using this method, that they probably should do more than 5, 5, and 10. 5, 5, and 10 is one of Helen Hanna's favorite things, but the data is older. Statistically speaking, when a for sale sign goes in a front yard, someone else within 7 doors of that property is actually going to list their home. So just encourage your agents to go a little beyond the 5, 5, 10.
Yeah, okay, that works. So we've talked about map mail, we've talked about streets, we've talked about the differences, we've done number 1, so that's all of number 1 of your homework. Number 2, where do you order business cards, door hangers, and? That goes under print services, maybe, all right. And then we have, well, hang on a second. Let me go back to my dashboard. That was not looking like what I saw earlier today. There we go. Now I'm in the right spot. So print services, products. And now we have choices. We can find business cards here, door hangers, brochures, postcards, booklets, bookmarks. I mean, you have a variety of things here. This is the Howard Hanna gallery here. Next to it is a different template gallery, which is not already set up for Howard Hanna, meaning that the agents would have to have it approved by management, have it formatted, make sure they have all of the right company information on it. They can upload a file for another template that they have, and they can save information in here as a library of their own personal templates if they wish. Any questions on that? The homework was basically just find it where it was.
No questions have been posed.
Yay. All right, so now the next is to complete the steps necessary to send a postcard, but stop short of submitting the order because that will cost you some money and we don't want to do that. So we go to Mail Services, Products. And what I've noticed as I played around with this tends to default to opening to jumbo cards for just listed postcards. But there are open house products here. We have just sold, farming. Farming had a little bit more interesting things for me to see, so I chose to go into farming. And then I looked at jumbo cards here, and I wanted to see the Southeast custom design templates. So these are going to be a little bit different for each region in the company. So what I show you may not be the first things that you see when you look. So I like this one here, this particular one. I have buyers. So when I click it, here's a preview of the design. I have buyers for your home. This message up here at the top may or may not be adjustable or modifiable. This particular one is not. I scroll down to see if I need to add any other information, and anything with a star next to it is required. So I need to add my email. There we go. So that's all set. I can do a spell check if I've typed anything in here. There's my photo. I did all that fun stuff last night. So now I'm going to preview to see what it looks like. And I can look at the proof of the design to see how everything plays. It takes a second to load. Maybe. There we go. Here it comes. I want to look at so this is the postcard. It's got my information. It says it's not for printing purposes. And then if you look here, this will be down here will be populated by the list that the agent chooses to send the postcard out. So now that I have that, let me go back here. And this is it. This is as far as you need to take it for your homework. And I believe you do a screenshot here. Wendy, is that right? I'm looking at the homework sheet.
Yes, do a screenshot of that particular screen or of their download.
Right.
Yep.
So that's number 3 for the homework. Questions?
None posed thus far.
Okay. Let's see. Then for number 4, what is the size difference between a standard and a jumbo postcard? If you go under Mail Services to File Specs or Specifications, you can research this right here. It takes you through the jumbo postcard, and here's the size of the postcard right here. And then you can go down to the standard postcard, standard image, and there's your size right there.
So the homework question is, what is the size difference between the standard and jumbo postcard? So you guys can do the math, or you can just type out what the sizes are.
Yep. So 5.5 by 4 1/4 for standard, and 8.5 by 5.5 for jumbo. They give the specifications though in the event that the sales associate wants to customize their own very special card, and they can. Quantum is very flexible when it comes to doing that. It's just we've got to make sure the manager previews it ahead of time so that we don't have any advertising violation per state law, and we're keeping within the company's logo requirements. So,
Can you
and
show
then
Susan? Can you show Susan how to get back to that screen, to the specification screen there?
oh, okay. Hang on a second. I went too far, didn't I? Let me see what I got. Okay, mail services. And right here, file specs. Is that good?
She says,
That'll take you.
Carrie wants to know if there's a difference in postage or cost, printing costs between the jumbo and standard. I would say absolutely.
There is for both. There's a difference in postage and there is a difference in printing cost. And I'm the wrong person to ask that question.
Yeah, I don't know the cost, but I know there's a difference.
I know when the agents order and they put then the information goes further for payment, they have to have logged in a credit card for payment purposes, and then they are told what the cost is before the order actually gets processed. So they'll know how much they would be charged.
That is correct. They can cancel before the order goes through.
Right, exactly. Now, Wendy, I'm going to stop sharing and I'm going to let you show trigger marketing. Yes, no, are you there?
There's another question. How can we find out what an agent has as marketing dollars?
All right. I
don't know the answer to that. I don't know the answer to that, Jean.
I do. Let me go back here. At least I can tell you what it looks like in the Southeast region anyway.
Nita,
Yes.
I believe that's going to be different across the board depending on which market you're in and if they have marketing dollars. So I would go
Right.
back to their managers and ask them that question so that you don't get in
Yeah,
trouble.
I know here in the Southeast region, I can't remember how deep I had to dig, but it did show up. Now, the person who asked about pricing, underneath the design specs or the file specs, there is a pricing option and you can see the cost for the product. So jumbo cards start at 70 cents per piece with 20 minimum. Panoramic, 82 cents. Standard, 56 cents. Flyers, mega postcards, and then a big supply card. So that'll give you some idea on the pricing.
And Deborah is offering out to some, and it may not be the same everywhere, little disclaimer, that agents can check under their own profiles in their marketing funds tab, whatever that may be. So allow the agent to figure out their marketing dollars.
Let's see, there it is right there. If you have it, does everybody see the little hand here? So I went back to my dashboard for my account, and down here, there's a marketing funds. And if indeed I had any marketing dollars assigned to me by my region or by my manager, it would be there. But if I don't, or if you're not sure, then direct your agents to go back to their managers. All right, Miss Wendy, you want to do the trigger stuff?
I will.
All right, I'm stopping my share and you get to share you.
All right, sounds good. All right, everyone, I have skipped to the dashboard. So once you're in your Quantum Digital, your Postcards Plus, you can go to your dashboard. Here's your different options. I'm over here to the right in Trigger Marketing. Just listed sold campaigns. Trigger Marketing over here. I'm going to go to my dashboard in Trigger Marketing. Okay, and when you are assisting an agent that wants to do trigger marketing, which essentially is doing social media posts, this is an agent who maybe doesn't have a lot of time, maybe doesn't have an assistant, doesn't know how to do posting on their own, they can use this system. Of course, they have to pay, but the first thing you want to do is direct them to go to their settings. Okay, so in Trigger Marketing, ask them to go to their settings, and what's going to come up is their social ad settings. Where do they want these posts to go to? So it's a Facebook business page. So all they have to do is copy and paste the URL from their home Facebook business page, stick it in here, and hit save. Okay, so this is only going to work with Facebook business page. So they have to have that set up. Down here on the bottom, they can choose a default campaign length. So it's 3 days, 7 days, or 14 days, depending upon your market, depending upon whether it's for an open house or a new listing. It'll be up to them how many days they want to set as their campaign default. Even though it is the default, they can change it when they go to send for a specific campaign. Okay, so go to settings first, have them put their Facebook URL in, and save it in order for them to use this Trigger Marketing function. So that'll be the first step. Then you can take them back to their properties. You can go to their properties, and it's going to have their most recent property activity at the top. So we happen to be in my husband's account because I wouldn't have anything to show you otherwise. So his most recent closing is at the top. Most recent listing is the next one, okay? So we sold this, we listed this. So if I wanted to go ahead and start a social media campaign with automated posts for a particular listing, so let's choose Locust Ridge Drive, this second one, and all I have to do is hit Start Order, and I can choose between just listed or open house ads. Those are my two options, okay? So if I want to choose just listed social ads, simple, I'm just going to hit Start Order. It's going to show me the address, the multi-list number, to make sure it's the right one that we want to actually pay for a campaign. It's going to show me a like post. It may not look exactly like this or have the exact wording, but this is what would automatically be posted to that Facebook business page that we saved. And then over here, no matter what my default was in my settings, I can change it here if I want to, from 3 days, 7 days to 14 days, okay? You can see below that saved URL. It's automatically coming up right here. And it's telling me to the right what it's going to cost me, $69, potentially taxes, if I wanted to go ahead and pay this Quantum Digital to do my social media posts for me on this particular listing. That's basically all that you are going to be able to assist them with in terms of this product. Any questions about that?
Here we just got one. Does the price change with the amount of days they choose?
Absolutely. 7 days went up to 139. 14 days went up to 249. So unless this is an agent who is incredibly busy and doesn't have time to do it on their own or doesn't have an assistant, they will be paying. Minimum being $69 plus applicable taxes, maximum being $249 for 2 weeks of automatic social media posts. Once they get these posts out there, of course, hopefully they're going to get leads because they're paying for it. And so you can go to the leads activity to see if there were any responses from it. Any other questions?
Nope, nothing here.
That is the last question on your homework. There's only 5 questions this week.
It's called Yippee Yay.
Great. All right. That's it. That's all we've got.
All done, guys. Anything else? Going once? Got a thank you from Deborah. Okay, twice.
All right.
We're out.
Have a magnificent Monday.
Okay,
Bye, everyone.
all right.